Thank you and a very good evening, everyone. Welcome to VFL Park for the fourth quarter final of the 1982 Escort Championships. Tonight's match between Richmond and, from Western Australia, Swan Districts. The ground here at VFL Park is fairly heavy after some persistent showers we've had in the last couple of days, and that should certainly favour the Tigers. The winner of tonight's match will play the Swans in the second semi-final to be played here at VFL Park on the 6th of July. Let's go down to the respective dressing rooms now for team changes, and first of all, here's Jack Edwards.
Well, thank you very much, Peter. Well, Francis Burke seemed to think that the side selected by Swan Districts wasn't quite right. He asked me a few questions. I knew nothing about it, but I know Richmond have picked the strongest side they can field this evening, or want to field anyhow. It's a very strong team. Mick Malthouse is out, and so is Robert Wiley. In is Ian Sartori and Noel Muggervan, and the interchange players will be Michael Roach and Neil Ross. Now we'll go over to Doug Wade and see if he has any news on the Swan District side.
Well, the side is as selected, Jack, and a very, very young side. In fact, if you look closely, the three of them wearing Kimbies out there. I'll let you judge for yourself which ones they are, but they're very, very young side. The interchange are number 34, Robin Mountford, and also number 44, Graham Jukic. But you never know what's going to happen in a big city. But even though they're a very, very young side, in these conditions, night football, who knows? Back to Peter Landy.
Right, Doug, and the umpires for tonight's match are Rowan Soares from Victoria, and from Western Australia, David Rowe. Both teams taking up their positions for the start of the match, and we'll be back for the first quarter in just a few minutes. Torrid game here, I think. Trying to handle the ball is going to be rather difficult. Andy Preston will take the free kick for the Tigers. Preston from the centre square area up towards full forward. A chance down there for Swan Districts to pick the ball up through Rourke. Ball coming out towards the half-back line. Getting grabbed was Outridge. Rioli goes for a short pass. No mark, says the umpire. Waitman plays on. Has a shot at goal, and he's put it through for what I think will be the first of many to the Tigers.
It's a very quick piece of play by Dale Waitman. And Waitman looks to be sporting a beard these days. Is that right, Pete?
Yes, he had a little bit on Saturday, Bob, and it's progressed rather nicely, I think, since then.
We watch again on replay as Dale Waitman runs around Ware, steadies and puts through a lovely goal. And, well, Waitman and many of the other Richmond players would be looking to tonight's game. And we saw Muggervan there. It's great to see Muggervan back in league football after a serious illness.
Yes, that's very good news too. I think he's lined up at full forward. That's the way we were advised of his selection. The push in the back will go Swan District's way. And to take the free kick at centre field, let me see, down there, it will be Platts, number 21. To half forward. They all missed the mark. Going after it very solidly down there is Egan, having trouble picking it up. That's Egan for Swan Districts. In the meantime, the umpire has found a free kick, and it will be taken for Richmond by Pearson, will it?
Yep.
Pearson is number 44, and he's going to take the free kick at centre half back.
Goes out to wide towards the wing position, and Richmond looking all right as we see the ball picked up there by Rawlings out there on his own. A long kick over the centre half forward, or out towards that half forward flank position. There's a chance for Swan Districts to poke the ball out. It finally comes out now to Ware, but the umpire said he scooped it up, and there'll be a free kick to go to Richmond. Rains to take the free kick out there towards the edge of the square, over the centre half forward position. Sartori in front, punched out by O'Rourke, but the umpire said that there'll be a free kick. It could go to the Swan District ruckman, Sartori, and he'll take that free kick in between fullback and centre half back positions.
Sartori was very impressive
last time.
Collingwood last time, Lou.
Of course, there are only 3 players in this side that played against Collingwood. Umpires found a free kick. This time it'll go to Pearce, and this is his second kick for the quarter. Out wide again, coming into meet it again is Sartori. Taps it on pretty intelligently. Finally, a hand pass coming out from Sartori of Richmond. There's 2 Sartoris there, rather confusing. The ex-Fitzroy player, a bit of a scramble going on. There'll be a free kick. Exon Kilda. And there was a Sartori. No, that's right, Exon Kilda. Free kick there going to Davis out there for Swan Districts. Ball knocked out. No, it's a mark. It'll be a mark to Muggervan. And Muggervan of Richmond takes that mark. A hand pass coming out to Preston. And he played a very tenacious game last Saturday against Essendon. Up it goes there. Sartori getting in the front posse. Punched away by Taylor. Waitman gets around his opponents. Back to, well tackled that time by Ware. And the umpire said it's against Rioli. And Ware will take the free kick down there in the back pocket position for Swan Districts.
It's not a bad kick either with the wet ball. And they're going to have a bit of trouble marking it tonight, I think. Rains to Preston. Good handball. Preston with a wobbly punt kick, lands it just wide of the square. It's a mark, I think. Yes, the umpire calls play on, and taking it away for Swan Districts was Egan. Up towards the centre wing area it comes. Smith. That's Mike Smith. There are two Smiths in the Swan District side. And that, I think, is the other one down there.
And that's the other one for Richmond down there too,
That's
Peter.
right, there's three. We've got Egan's on both sides, Sartori's on both sides, and Smith's on both sides. Hope that doesn't confuse you. Stone taps it down nicely, can't find his rover. Rawlings can't find the ball. It's over the boundary line, and we'll see it thrown in the left forward pocket for Swan Districts, but about 40 metres out from their goal. Stone again for Swan Districts, doing the ruck work, Lee from behind, on the shoulder, says the umpire, and Stone will take the free kick. Very flashy boots he has there. Up to the square, trying to find Burgess, not successful. Here's a chance for a Swan Districts goal, only 10 metres out, and he sockers it through. That's Lynch for Swan Districts' first goal.
That's a good piece of play there, and that will give the young Swan District side a very big lift to equal the score so early in the piece. And Lynch showing a good turn of speed there to go on as we watch now as Stone puts the ball forward. A big pack of players up. Terry Smith thumping it away, and well, soccer style, putting it right through the centre and levelling the scores.
Well, that would certainly give them a lot of encouragement. Much smaller than the Richmond side, but that could be to their advantage tonight. There's Sartori getting the knockout towards Shear, but finally picked up by Lee. Didn't know where to go. Rains has been in the thick of things. A hand pass coming out now, and we see Muggerman get the ball over to Little Waitman. A long kick up there towards Taylor in front. He's got the mark. Rook very late on the scene that time. Fell in a pile of mud, and the ball was marked just about 5 to 6 metres out from goal directly in front, and a chance for Taylor to kick his first goal for the match. Very strong player, this guy, and he's really fitted into that full forward position for Richmond. Another goal to the Tigers, so they're 2 goals, 12 points to Swan District's 1 goal, 6 points, and we're at the we're on the 6-minute mark.
Well, Brian Taylor must be chock full of confidence these days, leading the VFL goal kicking at the present moment, and really starting to put himself in front and make it very hard for anybody to dispossess him of the ball once he does get in that front position. And he is certainly moving a lot more, with a lot more freedom than he did in the Statewide Cup last year, Lou.
Bob, I noticed when they came out onto the ground, the Swan District's team, warming up, they were rolling over in the grass to get themselves wet or getting themselves acclimatised to the conditions here. But I don't know whether that's going to help much. Back to the centre now. It'll be Sartori against big Mark Lee. Sartori got it down to Shear. His grab gets a short kick back, looking there for Egan, but pouncing on the ball is Pearson of Richmond, but the umpire will ball it up at centre field again, with Richmond 2 goals, 12 points, to Swan District's 1 goal, 6 points. Finally, it's knocked out again by Muggerman. Kicked off the ground, back towards centre half forward. Rioli spins out of the pack, and the Tigers go back into attack again. Down there towards Brew, it's punched away, but he's out there pretty quickly. Oh, nearly a free kick there to Albie Smith, but finally we see the ball driven back there by Davis, back there towards centre field again. Plenty of scrambling. Pearson doing very well, gets it out to Kane, and once again it's up there towards Cloak, punched away. Nearly a mark it would be, I would say. Yes, a mark to Burgess, is it? No, it's Rance. Rance of Swan Districts.
He's the guy that's played most games of this Swan District representative team here tonight. He's played 30 senior games, and taking the ball away for Swan District is Albie Smith, up towards the centre half forward position. Rowling's in the thick of things for the Tigers, but can't do much with the ball. And the umpire has found a free kick going to Swan Districts, and the free being taken by Hoddle. He's gone for a short pass out there towards full forward, or the full forward pocket actually, and the mark has been dragged in by Egan. Egan would be about 30 metres out from goal. Should be able to get the distance, which he does. And what's he done with it? 1 behind to Swan Districts. They trail by 5 points, 1-1-7 to the Tigers, 2 straight goals.
Well, they're putting up a good show in this early part, whether they can last the distance, Bob, but you can't deny their tenacity at the moment.
You do often find this, Lou, the adrenaline really flowing as we see a pathetic kick out by Terry Smith, straight out of bounds on the full. And whether it was on the full or not, if it goes out without being touched from a kick out from full back, then it still would be a free kick.
Burgess has the free kick. He is in the forward pocket about 35 metres out from goal. The league being made down there by Hutton, and was ignored. The kick is almost as woeful as the one out from fullback. That is also out of bounds on the full. Not a good exhibition of kicking. I guess we could make excuses for the very wet and greasy conditions here tonight. And Muggerman will take the free. This is a better one. Stone behind, Sartori likewise. It could be in the back against Stone, and the free kick will be taken by Emmett Dunn. Dunn at centre half back. Gets around Stone. And a good kick to boot to centre wing. Cloak tries to fist it forward, not successful. Now it comes out to Rioli with the handball. Rioli's gone for a short pass. Not taken down there by Brewer. Ball flicked on in the meantime to Landy. Up towards the full forward position. Taylor. Long handball. Almost picked up by Davis, but not quite. Ware comes in to lend assistance for Swan Districts. Umpire Rowan Saws letting it go. And it will be a ball up to take place about 15 metres out from goal.
I tell you what, that O'Rourke come through pretty quickly then, Bob, didn't he?
So he did.
I don't know whether he slipped or not, but the ball up again. They're all missing it. Finally, it comes out there to Rioli. He was grabbed, didn't have the ball that time, and he'll get the free kick. It was against Davis of Swan Districts, and Rioli, who has settled very well into league football, is only about, 30 metres out, if that, from goal. On a bit of an angle, but shouldn't have any trouble making the distance. There's the kick by Rioli. And it hit the post, so it's through for a point. So the Tigers now move on to 2 goals, 1-13 to Swan Districts, 1 goal, 1-7 points. Waiting for the ball to come back into play by O'Rourke. Down there at full-back, kicks it out towards that half-back flank position. And there's a mark taken by Sartori of Richmond. His kicker's up there looking for Taylor again. He's swamped by 2 of them. He might get the mark here. He's got it. He's going to pay it. That was a good effort on the part of Taylor that time. Too tall for his 2 smaller Swan District opponents that time, and takes the mark in the forward pocket as we see it there in replay.
Yes, well, I think you'd have to pay the mark because, you know, Taylor did have his hands on the ball at the same time as Sartori on the first occasion.
There he comes in for the shot for goal number 2 for Taylor. And that's what he's done.
And Egan for Richmond went through very solidly, didn't come out with the ball. A handball comes out to Rains, a chance for Egan of Swan Districts to pick it up, which he eventually does so. Peary for Richmond. Burgess getting into his back, but the umpire electing to see play continue. Now it will be a ball up. Right half forward for Swan Districts. They trail at the moment by 2 goals, 1-1 to 3-1. And the very crowded forward line it is too down there. Knocked away by Emmett Dunn. Shear knocks it further forward. A chance for the Tigers. It's socket off the ground towards Davis. It is out there, and it will be a boundary throw in right on the centre wing position. Richmond very keen to win tonight and advance to the semi-final, in which case their opponents would be the Swans, Sartori and Lee. Sartori doing fairly well in the ruck at the moment. Outridge. And the mark down there taken by Peary, who played his first senior game for the Tigers last Saturday. Centre wing, Cloak. Can't do much about it. And some soccer tactics down there. And ball scooped down further forward by Simmons. Rollings to right half forward. And some more soccer tactics this time by Rioli.
Oh,
Loose ball.
By golly, did you see that? That Ware go? He gave Rowley 10-yard start there and beat him, didn't he?
Certainly showed a good turn of speed.
Ware in the back pocket. Cloak again tries to fist it forward. Out it comes to Muggerman. Muggerman's gone for no, he's still retained possession of the ball, has a shot at goal, and has made no mistake to bring up Richmond's 4th goal.
Well, that was good play on the part of Pearson, Bob. He's played fairly well tonight, hasn't he?
Yes, but not good play by Ware on that occasion. It showed the inexperience playing his first game, putting it across from the back pocket towards the centre half back position as Muggerman puts it through on replay. But it was a fatal mistake. It was really only giving Richmond the opportunity. You're far better off keeping the ball wide on an occasion like that.
25 points Richmond to the Swan District, 7 points. Coming back here to Shear, missed that completely. Pushed out again by Shear, driven out there by Smith. That's Mike Smith. Finally a long punch by Peary out wide and going after it is Muggerman, doing pretty well. He got one a bit high, but he's clear. Umpire calls play on. A hand pass coming over to Jeff Rains. Another one back to Pearson. A bit of trouble with a hand pass out to Preston. And going after Preston and picking him up there was Ware, and a great tackle. Down he goes. By golly, this fella's got some pace. Finally, it's Preston with determination, getting it back to Pearson. A hand pass back to Rains. The more experienced Tigers playing over the top now as Rioli takes the mark. A hand pass coming out there to little Waitman. He's only got to pick it up. He's tackled that time by Albie Smith, but the umpire still calling play on. He's going to give a free kick now to Waitman. I think he might have played that a bit early. Against Albie Smith of Swan District, and Waitman's already kicked one goal. Well, they'll get full marks for determination. I don't know about ability, but they certainly tried pretty hard. The chance now for Waitman to score goal number 2. Oh, that's a shocking kick. So it's Richmond moving on to 4 goals, 2-26 to the Swan District's 1 goal, 7 points, just over the 15-minute mark of this first quarter.
Well, Dale Waitman not too happy with that particular kick. I dare say he'll get another opportunity later on during the night. A good kick out from fullback. And the ball scooped into the open now. Chance for Preston. Ware again going in pretty solidly. Likewise
Pearson, once
Smith.
again, Peter was putting the ball down. He's right in the thick of things at the moment.
He certainly is.
I think this type of night would suit Pearson.
Well, he's playing well, isn't he?
Stone and Cloak. Cloak using the body well. Off the ground from Ware. 2 Richmond players are there. Kane almost got picked up. A chance for Smith now to pick it up at centre wing. Flicks out the handball successfully to Burgess. Back it comes to Outridge. Rains. Roving it well. The handball comes down to Sartori. Back into the open spaces to Pirri. And Preston right on the boundary line. Couldn't take it. Very, very slippery. And we will see a boundary throw in.
Tell you what, Pete, Preston put up a gutsy performance last Saturday against the Bombers, didn't he?
He was very impressive, Lee. One of their better players, I thought. Knocked down by Mark Lee. And Preston again trying solidly. Outridge scoops the ball out of bounds. Deliberately, says the West Australian umpire, and it will be a free kick to Andy Preston, which he will take on centre wing. Preston's kick to the right half forward flank. Knocked down to Stone. Going through now as Ware. Loses possession. Out it comes to Cloak. Cloak picked up very, very smartly, throwing the ball, I think it will be, and it will be a free kick to Swan Districts to be taken by O'Rourke. No, it won't be O'Rourke, it's Rance, the centre-half back position, the most experienced player in their lineup. He's played 30 league games in Western Australia. In towards the square, Davis. Gets well shepherded. His kick is up towards the centre-half forward position. Mervyn Kane coming in solidly. Now it goes back to Dunn. Knocked away by Sartori. Kane again, right on the boundary line. Puts in a short pass intended for Egan. Egan and Outridge clash. The ball into the open spaces again. Pirri, long handball. Taken down there for Richmond. And driving the ball forward is Smith up towards the right half forward flank. And
it's finally pushed out of bounds by Cloak about 70 metres around from the Richmond goal. The Tigers are 4 goals, 2-26 to Swan District's 1 goal, 7 points, just on 7.5 minutes gone of this first quarter. It'll be Stone against Cloak. Stone got that out looking there for Egan, but Rioli comes out. Back to Stone again from Swan Districts, in a bit of trouble. Nearly through that one. They all lost sight of it, and the ball is out of bounds. Well, it's scrambly play, but the conditions are very slippery out there, Robert, and it must be very difficult for the players to take control of the ball.
I think it's sometimes worse when the conditions are like that than when there's mud, because you seem to be able to handle it better, and it's in these conditions where you've got sort of the water on top of the ground, then the ball just is a lot harder to control.
Well, we see a free kick going to Jeff Stone of Swan Districts out there at half-back. Big, tall guy goes for a hand pass now, and a chance for the ball to be driven up there by Rance. In front of Shear, punched the ball on. Finally, Landy couldn't pick it up. We see a bit of a battle going on there. Simmons into the thick of things for Swan District, but the umpire will ball it up out there towards the edge of the square. Lee against Burgess. Burgess got the tap down. Once again, it's Peary driving it back. And in goes Stone and takes a good mark out there on that wing position for Swan Districts. We're making a move, but he's ignored that. Kick across to centre half forward. Burgess in the front posse goes for the punch on, knocked away by Lynch. Finally, it's pushed out that time by Smith. Back it goes again towards their half forward line. Coming out to meet it now is Albie Smith, but finally taken away from him by Rains out wide, and a mark taken. Oh, dropped by Satori that time. Oh, he dodges beautifully, gets away from his opponents, and finally kicks the ball very high back there towards the centre of the ground. Ball hits the deck again. Oh, there's nearly a free kick to Simmons, but the umpires found one before that, and it'll go to Shear of Swan Districts out there on the wing position. Over centre half forward now. At the back, that's Burgess flying high. Couldn't hold the mark, and the umpire will ball this up for sure at centre half forward for Swan Districts, about 50 metres out from their goal. Just on 20 minutes gone. 1 goal, 7 points on Swan Districts to Richmond, 4 goals, 26. Richmond defence coming out strong now.
Very nearly quarter time. The shot at goal for Swan Districts by Albie Smith. He's off target and put it through for only 1 behind, as the siren is due to go in about 10 seconds time. 26-8 is the score in favour of Richmond. I think a predictable sort of a score. We won't see any further play because the siren will go now before Smith can drive the ball back into play. And so says the clock on the scoreboard anyway. In fact, it's 6 seconds over. There it is. Quarter time, and that will be the score 1-2 to 4-2 at VFL Park in the 4th quarter final of the Escort Championships. Richmond 4-2-26, leading Swan District 1-2-8. For Richmond, Taylor has 2 goals, singles to Muggerman and Waitman, and for Swan Districts their goal was kicked by Lynch. And a reminder, Saturday's match at the MCG between, or is it the MCG between North Melbourne and Essendon, not at Arden Street.
The neutral territory of the MCG will be the battleground on which the Kangaroos and Bombers clash.
Now for the resumption of play in the second term.
A long while, Peter, since coach in VFL football said not to hand pass.
That'd be true, especially under these conditions.
And so far, Richmond have had 22 hand passes to 7.
Well, they possibly realise the quicker they can get the ball down to their goal square, the more chance they've got of scoring, Peter.
Second quarter, Richmond leading 4-2 to 1-2. And they'll be kicking to the main scoreboard in this term. Taken away by Lee. Knock on by Waitman. Out to Rains. A very busy player in the first quarter, Jeff Rains. And Mark Lee puts his opponent out of business in no uncertain terms. To Muggerman. Egan. Oh, Shear got into him pretty solidly. The umpire calls play on. Shear again. Fist it further forward. Muggerman, not Muggerman, but Waitman leaves it for Lee. Lee in turn goes for the handball. It's taken out there by Satori. To Muggerman, who plays on, perhaps foolishly. His shot at goal is touched on the line, I think. Probably could have put that through from the standing shot. Anyway, he elected to play forward. 4 goals, 3. The first score of the second term coming up to the Tigers, leading Swan Districts 1 goal to 8 points. Ball driven back into play by Hughes. Rioli having a shot at goal, and he's put it through for his first goal.
And caught one after he kicked it too.
I wonder if he'll get another shot. No, definitely is a goal.
It can only happen if the goal, if he's been hit after the ball goes over the goal line. So to get a free kick in that manner, you literally have to be only a couple of metres out, really.
Well, it must have been fairly close there then. Let's look at it again, Bob. A very poor kick out from Hughes at fullback. The important thing, when was Rioli hit? There.
By golly, it was close.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. So Rioli's first goal, Richmond's 5th, and the Tigers lead 5-3 to 1-2.
Back to the centre again. Lee against Satori. He's not doing too badly in the ruck either. We see a hand pass coming out there to Egan. Egan drives it over this Swan District's half-forward line. Playing in front that time with Smith, knocks it over towards Peary. And he hasn't played a bad game tonight as the ball goes out wide. Coming out to meet it now is Simmons for Swan Districts. Can't pick it up. It's kicked off the ground by Shear, and it's out of bounds on that centre wing position. So Richmond 33 points to Swan Districts 8 points. He hasn't done too badly for these knockouts, Bob, this number 15.
No, he was very impressive the last time against Collingwood, and he continues to get to front position. And if you're game enough to put yourself in front and tall enough, well, then you've got a big chance.
Burgess got into the back of... oh, he's given it the other way. It's going to Burgess. He reckons he deliberately knocked it out that time, Peary. So Burgess of Swan Districts takes that free kick out there at half forward. A good distance out from goal. Ball's a bit short. In front is Landy, and a good mark. Coming late on the scene was Platt, but not strong enough to punch it away from Landy. Been a very valuable player since swapping over from Geelong, this fella. They can do with him down there now. Clark did a bit of pushing there. Got Rance out the way. Finally, we see Pearson
free kick against Platt, Lou.
I would say so. He pushed Rance fair square in the back. And Rance of Swan Districts takes that free kick out there at centre on the wing position.
When you talk of Landy, Richmond are one side that have done extremely well out of players coming from opposition clubs.
Hawthorn had vouched for that.
The guy that picked up that fella from Eston wasn't a bad player. Sprout either. Helped to win a premiership for them. Finally, it's down there to Lynch. Lynch is clear strength that time, intercepted by Rains. He seems to be all over the place. Going after him as Hoddle grabs him and collars him. Hoddle's grabbed and pushed in the back, I thought, but the umpire said it'll be a free kick to him, yes.
I must admit, we only talk about the successes. They've brought a few boners too.
We wait now for Hoddle, the little rover guy for Swan Districts, only about 30 metres out on a bit of an angle. The kick by Hoddle is right across there. It's not a bad sort of a shot, but it won't make the distance. Punched away by the Richmond defence. Well, there's Egan going after the ball, finally coming out that time from Smith. A snap for goal. I think they may have put this one through, or was it touched on the line? Now that was kicked through by, I think it was Lynch. 1 point.
Very close to a goal too, I think, if we watch again. Watching it on replay.
Pretty close, Robert.
Well, the goal umpire was in pretty good position though, wasn't he?
There we see a hand pass from Landy over to Muggerman. And the Tigers swing back into attack over their half-forward line, coming out to meet it. Oh, beat them all that time, but we see Big Cloak win the race for the ball as a running shot for goal, but he's put it through for another point. So it's 1 goal, 3 9-point Swan Districts to Richmond, 5 goals, 4-34. 4.5 minutes gone of this second quarter.
Hughes kicking out again, doesn't get too much distance with it. Egan has it punched away, taken by Sartori. The tackle from Waitman, very effective. Lee on the boundary line. Picks out a player in range, but the handball wasn't long enough for him. Waitman has the chance. Waitman's already kicked a couple of goals, gives it over to Rioli. He has a chance for his second. He's well shepherded, fires, and has put it through for one behind. And Rioli should have got that one well within kicking distance, and as I said, was shepherded. 35 points to 9. Again, it will be Hughes. This time towards the outer side, and that's a better kick. Knocked away by Preston. Smith. Pearson has the chance to mark and takes a good wet weather mark on the chest. Over the handball over to Landy. Not effective disposal. Egan. Out of bounds on the full, and the penalty kick down there in the back pocket will be taken by O'Rourke. So far no rain at the ground, but as I mentioned in the introduction here tonight, we have had a lot of heavy showers here in Melbourne today and also yesterday, and the condition of the track, to use racing parlance, is pretty heavy. In
the old figures, Peter, there have been 2 inches on the ground since last weekend.
Well, it's still up to it pretty well. I didn't think there'd been that much, Bob. Waitman getting a push in the back, and he'll take the free kick. Short pass. Muggerman. He's been playing very well tonight. Good to see him back in the Tigers senior lineup. And as Lou correctly pointed out, after a serious illness earlier in the year, formerly from Fitzroy. Noel Muggerman hasn't had too much luck with the Tigers. Let's hope it's all good from here on in. He's about 40 metres out from goal. And drifting away slightly through for another behind to Richmond, taking their total to 5 goals, 6, 36 points, leading Swan Districts 1 goal, 3-9, second quarter.
And we're 6.5 minutes into that second quarter. Fellow that's impressed me tonight, you mentioned, Bob, that the conditions certainly would suit him, but Pearson's played a pretty good game.
Yes, Pearson's a real goer. A desperate player who puts his body behind the ball, plenty of courage, and in these circumstances, I'd be surprised if Pearson's not a very effective player.
There's Lee going right through now. It's a bad hand pass. Oh, good play by Albie Smith that time. Back there to Burgess, taps it on. Finally a chance there for Lynch. He missed it. Good play on the part of Peary. Gets a hand pass out to Lynch. Not Lynch, Landy got one in the back. Kane's there trying to get the ball out. Finally it comes out to Lynch again. He's certainly collared by about 4 of them that time. There's nice scientific football for you. Tell you what, it looks like the Great Wall of Eton there, where they're all pushing and shoving there. And the umpire's going to ball it up on the centre wing position. Finally pushed out again. Coming in to meet it is Kane. Kane's kick is over that half-forward line. Oh, Muggerman dropped an easy one. Finally it's pushed back by Taylor. Now Muggerman's got it. A hand pass to Rains. Not a good one. Rains have got one in the back. The umpire said play as Cloak knocks out the Rains again. A hand pass coming over this time to Brewer. Brewer to an open goal and fires, and he's put it through for 1 point. So it's 5 goals, 7-37 Richmond to Swan Districts 139 points. Just on the 8-minute mark of this second quarter. Of course, this is the final quarter-final. Pearson couldn't mark that, but backs up pretty well. He's no doubt the best player on the ground as he gives a hand pass over to Preston. A long kick at goal by the ex-Geelong player, and it's 1 point again. So they're certainly bombarding the goals, but they're off target. They're 5 goals, 8-38 Richmond. The Swan Districts 1 goal, 9 points.
We said Pearson was doing a good job, though. I thought Raines has been one of the most busy players on the field as well. Muggerman getting quite a few possessions too in the second quarter. Can't do much with that one. Trying to get it out to Egan, not successful in executing that manoeuvre, and the umpire has decided to ball it up. Cloak trying to find Egan, in turn tapping it onto Waitman, and gets ridden into the ground by Albie Smith, and it will be a free kick for Dale Waitman. Waitman at the forward pocket. The call from the umpire is play on. Stone in the road for Swan Districts, couldn't complete the mark. Taps it out, trying to find a rover. And the rover for Richmond is Egan. He has a snapshot of goal. That's not a bad sort of a kick either, and he's put it through for 4 points. Egan bringing up his first goal for Richmond, and they lead 44 points to 9 in the fourth quarter final. The winner to play the Swans here on July the 6th. Mark Lee and Stone. It's won by Stone. Preston again going through very solidly.
Tell you what they could do with him down Geelong with that sort of play at the moment, Peter.
They certainly could, Lou. I don't think they'd argue with that one. Cloak off the ground. We're just a little bit too late on the scene. It's through. No, it's not. It's out of bounds. And it will be a boundary throw-in in the forward pocket once the ball is retrieved from the gutter. Well, some hardy Richmond supporters out there tonight. Another bleak evening in Melbourne. Not as bad as last night, though. Stone and Cloak. Rioli went through, missed the ball. And the umpire has decided to ball it up about 12 metres out from goal.
Well, Richmond may be winning the ball more often, Peter, but you couldn't say anything about this side's endeavour, could you?
Well, the endeavour is there, Lou. I don't think the ability. It's almost thrown out by Lynch. And the ball driven up towards the half-back line now. Egan for Richmond doesn't get a favourable bounce. It's knocked on by Lee. Out of bounds is the call, and it will be thrown in left half forward for the Tigers.
And the big question will be whether they can maintain this endeavour and enthusiasm, because you wouldn't expect that they'd be anywhere near as fit as Richmond, Lou.
I don't think so.
Stone and Lee. Good body work by Stone. Can't tap it out. There's Davis with a knock on. Out it comes to Mike Smith. And knocked further forward by Shear. Burgess, Shepherd's well, almost taken away by Lynch. He's gone for a handball, intercepting is Pirri. Pirri goes for the hand pass to Lee. Lee onto Preston, having a very good second quarter. He could go from there. Beautiful kick by Preston, but off target. And the mark almost affected in the on the goal line, but it is through for one behind to the Tigers, 6-9 to 1-3.
11.5 minutes gone of the second quarter. Ball back into play again. Out there towards that half-back line. Going after it is Preston again. Rance is after him there. Got one in the back. But the umpire still called play on. And it'll be a throw-in from that Richmond half-forward line, about 70 metres around from their goal. At the back there is Rance going for the knockout. Finally picked up by Richmond again as it's driven up there towards Stone. Stones couldn't mark that one. Finally, we see Swan Districts driving their way through O'Rourke. But a good mark taken at centre field by Burgess. This is Burgess kicking the ball wide out towards that half-forward line. But once again, it's Raines. Played on. The umpire called play on again, rightly so. Finally, it's tapped on again by Burgess. There's a chance now for the little fella Hoddle to go for a kick up there towards the full forward position. Down goes Sutton. Pouncing on top of him is done there. He had no hope of getting clear. Hoddle comes out of the back again. A long hand pass. Punched away by Richmond's Egan, and again by Hutton down towards that full forward position. But backing up well is just about Richmond's best player is Pearson. Goes for a wide kick out there, and the big fellas mark the ball, run into trouble, but gets it out to Andy Preston. He'll show a ton of pace and a ton of determination as the ball goes back there with a beautiful pass over there to Waitman, running to an open goal now. He'll go for a hand pass over to Markman in a bit of trouble. Cop one there from O'Rourke, and down he went. Going after it now is Ware, taps it back there looking for Lynch. His head was nearly taken off that time by little Waitman. Goes for a pass, it'll be all right, and Cloak's got it right in front of goal, only about 15 metres out. And they made hard work of it, the Tigers, but they had the ball on a string that time.
So I think Muggerman had the ball through the goals before he actually gained possession.
Over anxious. So a chance now for Cloak to kick his first goal. And of course the Tigers 7. So the Tigers now move on to 7 goals 9. 7 goals 9.51 to Swan District's 1 goal 3.9 points.
It was great play by Dale Waitman on that occasion to actually force the ball through the pack in the first place and follow it on, and then give a well-placed kick across the Cloak. And you know, those smaller players, Waitman, Rains, Preston, Pearson in the centre, Egan has bobbed in on a couple of occasions. They really are cutting Swan Districts to pieces.
14 minutes into the second quarter, 51-9. Lee, Cloak, Rains, long handball, Egan can't take it, Waitman can, Cloak. Oh, beautifully picked up by the big fellow, but the tackle was affected likewise. The umpire says, however, it was too high, and David Cloak will take the free kick for Richmond at centre half forward. On a dry day, we'll just about kick this. With a heavy ball, it remains to be seen. It is dropping short. Mark in the goal square down there has been taken, and that is Sartori. I guess would be one of Swan District's best players so far in the night.
A lot of potential for a 17-year-old, Peter.
He has, hasn't he, Bob? Doing very, very well, and he did against Collingwood too. Rioli.
That was over the ball.
The umpire says no. It should have been a ball up.
Free kick to Lynch there by a mile, I reckon, don't you?
It was almost as bad as if the boundary umpire threw it in.
Knocked away by Sartori. And off the ground wasn't exactly brilliant, but it goes to O'Rourke. He shows a bit of speed and determination to get it out to Rance. Ransom turn to centre wing. And that is a free kick, not a mark. It will be taken by Burgess. Burgess at centre wing. Punt kick dropping a little bit short. Almost a mark to Kane, taken by Smith. In fact, that really was a throw. Hutton goes in solidly, can't take the ball. His opposite number, Terry Smith, can. Effectively gets it out by handball. Out to Pearson again. Hoddle into his back. The umpire elects to call play on. Rolling's got a nasty bump, but it's taken by Muggerman now. Muggerman up towards the centre half forward position. Rowley a little bit late on the scene, and the ball is cleared for Swan Districts back towards the wing position. And the mark has been played out there to, that's Platts, I think. Platts on centre wing. Short pass, knocked on by Burgess, not too far. A Richmond ball, Mark Lee, centre field. Well tackled by Hutton. Muggerman again. Oh, beautifully done from Noel Muggerman. Up towards half forward. Rioli is there. Can't take the ball. Cloak likewise and well tackled. And the umpire says holding the ball, and it will be a free kick to Swan Districts to be taken by Davis.
Davis to take that free kick out centre half back. Kicks the ball back there towards Hutton. Just about marked that he'll get a free kick. So Hutton takes the free kick at centre field. And you won't mistake Hutton with those red boots on for sure. One of the worst things you can do if you're playing a crook game. I'll tell you that now. Ball punched away by Rawlings. Kicked off the ground by Simmons. Finally gets over there to Lynch it is. Lynch gets a hand pass back. They swamp on top of the players here. No one can make any headway. Kicking the ball off the ground was Landy, but the umpire will ball it up about 40 metres out from the Swan District's goal. Their 1 goal, 3 to Richmond, 7-9. Stone in front, punched out by Lee again. There we see Waitman streaking. Oh, down he goes. They collared him that time too high against Shear. And the umpire called play on. He's having a bit of trouble getting clear, and the umpire said dropping the ball now. Well, I think Waitman was a bit confused too.
Yeah, he did play on though.
Yes, he did play on. Shear. His kick falls a bit short in front as Dunn, and Dunn takes a good mark. And by golly, this fella's improved with every game since he started with Richmond. Hardly see Emmett Dunn play a bad game. Finally it comes out, and there's a mark to Davis. Davis is cleared, goes for a long kick up there towards the full forward position. Punched away from Stone. Coming out to meet it is Smith. Finally it's Kane getting a hand pass over, and the ball driven up there by Sartori. Finally out towards the wing position. Muggerman's got a chance to get clear. A hand pass back to Kane again. Kane gets it over to Egan. Got one in the back from Outridge, but the bit of a box on here. I don't know what's over. Umpires cool things down. It's possibly be a ball up on the centre wing position, and we're at the 18-minute mark. So it's Swan Districts 1-3-9 points to Richmond 7-9-51.
Ball up on the members' stand wing, knocked away by Mark Lee. Davis couldn't do much with it. Pearson. Egan. Over to Preston. Grab, seemingly not in possession. The umpire says play on. Picked up by Pearson at half forward. And a beautiful mark to Taylor. Brian Taylor has kicked 2 goals for Richmond so far. They came up in the first quarter, and the league's leading goal kicker has a chance to bring up his 3rd in the closing stages of the second term. The distance is there, and the accuracy likewise. 3 goals to Taylor. Very close to half-time, 57 points to 9. Richmond lead. They could be leading by a little bit more if Waitman can pick this up cleanly. He can't. Shear going in very solidly. Not Shear, it was Egan. Now Waitman has it. Ware trying to nail him on the boundary line. Not successful. Muggerman, 15 metres out from goal, has put it through for another one to Richmond. 2 goals to Noel Muggerman, playing very good football for the Tigers, and just on the half-time siren, it's 9-9, 63 to 139.
So it's certainly an opportunity for a player like Noel Muggerman to take advantage of the match practice, and that's exactly what he's doing at the moment. He has been out for quite some considerable time, I think maybe since the first game, Lou.
That's
or
right,
thereabouts, with injury, and a very serious injury, and so it's great not only to see him back, but we're taking full advantage of the opportunity to even firm a place in the senior side, or get back into the senior side on a Saturday.
Well, we're right at the there's the siren to end that quarter, and at half-time we see Richmond in a very safe position. 9 goals, 9-63 to Swan District's 1 goal, 3-9 points.
Plays in tonight's quarter-final with a resounding 8-goal win against reigning Escort champions Essendon back in April. The Bombers were held to 16 points, the lowest score in the competition in its 6-year history, by a very tough Tigers defence. Richmond is playing in its 5th quarter-final since 1977, having won 2 and lost the last 2 years. Tonight, the Tigers are moving towards the semi-finals, and you're with them on 7 Sports.
Like Preston out of their side that has
so having a go at Geelong,
well, it is possibly.
Well,
it is having a go at Geelong. OK, I'll say it. Because this fellow does go in after the ball like nobody's business, and he's in there battling. We saw him put up a tremendous performance, and I spoke to Francis Burke after the match on Saturday. He was more, really impressed with the attitude of Preston.
The Geelong fans at the MCG last Saturday must have been looking at it and saying, well, how in the world can we clear a player like Andy Preston, who really does attack the ball with, great strength?
Bob, why does this happen when players transfer clubs? They seem to find a new lease of life. We mentioned Hawthorn, like Rawlings, Welsh and Martello, 3 players that were just putting it at Hawthorn. Preston's an example there, and the list goes on. It's endless, isn't it? Why is it?
Well, I think in the case, say, of Barry Rawlings, Hawthorn are the first to admit that they made a mistake in not thinking that Rawlings was going to come up after a knee injury. And we had David Dench on World of Sport some time back saying that it's at least 18 months and possibly even 2 years before you come back. And, in a case of a player like Rawlings, it did take time, and he certainly has shown that you can come back, but it does take a while. And then again, you cannot forget that maybe the team, the players around them being better players, and the key players such as Cloak at centre-half forward. You compare Cloak to Stephen Reynoldsson early in the year. Now he's playing in the reserves. That's the type of thing that really does give these players a lift. But looking at it tonight, it looks as though Cloak probably is not playing a great game. But when we saw a goal kicked by young Egan, it was Cloak who really broke up the pack with his strength, spread eagle the Swan District defence, and enabled Egan to swoop on the ball, come through and put it through for a goal.
OK, well, let's take these messages, repeating the half-time score in the 4th quarter-final. 9-9-63, Richmond to Swan District's 1-3-9. I think a predictable state of affairs in view of the Swan District's lineup. We'll be back here at VFL Park.
With a damaged knee cartilage in the match against St Kilda at VFL Park in May, they never recovered. Clerk is back in fine form in 1982, taking over the captaincy from Brian Wood and giving his side a focal point in attack. Tonight, Richmond are playing Swan Districts, and you're watching the 4th quarter-final of the Escort Championships, exclusively on 7.
It has been very wet in the last couple of days. Stone shot at goal, looks OK. We'll wait on the goal umpire. Through for 4 points, a badly needed one at that.
It's a nice kick from Stone there, and when you need goals the most, that is when a real pressure kick, and it's so easy to miss the ones that matter, and when you've only got 1 goal on the board, they most certainly matter. So a lovely kick by Jeff Stone.
Certainly adding a little bit of respectability to the score of the Swan District's team. And see if they can do a little bit better during the second half. Knocked down by Swan Districts. Socket off the ground by Simmons, and picking it up for Swan Districts down there is Lynch. He kicked their first goal. Pirrie. Long handball to Rawlings. Rawlings at centre half back. And has gone for a short pass, and the mark taken by Muggerman. Egan. To right half forward. Knocked away by O'Rourke. Brewer. To Waitman. To Cloak. Back to Rioli. Rioli from 35 metres out. Steadies. A shot at goal. Looks okay from here. We'll wait on the goal umpire. One behind. Now, Rioli just a little bit off target. He missed an easy one in the second term. 9-10-64 to 2-3-15.
Very effective play there by Dale Waitman, who really thumped the ball over to give Cloak the opportunity to give that hand pass out.
Ball back into play again. In front that time was Lynch, couldn't hold the mark. Going after it now is O'Rourke. A hand pass back, well picked up by Rioli. A long hand pass to Big Mark Lee. Got it on the half volley. A left foot kick for the goal. And Taylor in position. No, Brewer it is, I should say. In position to take the mark. Brewer yet to score a goal. And, of course, going for goal number 10 for the Tigers. Into this third quarter by about just on 3 minutes. There's the angle. Usually a pretty accurate kick for goal, this fellow, and he's put it right through the middle. To attack, but finally picked up by Swan District's Egan out wide. Going after meet it now is Smith, well ahead of Smith of Swan Districts. That's Mike Smith. Another hand pass coming over to Kane. That's Little Pearson with a hand pass back again to Egan. He's grabbed by Albie Smith, kicked off the ground by Swan Districts up towards centre half forward. Now Landy picks it up, goes for a pass out wide, and there's a mark taken by Ross. Ross clear out in that centre wing position. Not a very long kick. Cloak missed it. They all missed it. Coming in to meet it now is Rioli. A long hand pass coming out there looking for Waitman. Run into Rioli. Another hand pass back to Cloak. Good play on the part of Richmond and a mark here. No, he didn't mark that, Brewer. He's paying it off for a free kick, I should imagine.
Very lucky.
Very lucky to get that one, Brewer. And Brewer would be about, let's see, about 30 metres out from goal on a slight angle. And Brewer kicking their last goal. Going for goal number 11 for Richmond. There's the result. Another goal. So that's 2 goals to Brewer. Swan Districts 2 goals, 3-15 to Richmond 11 goals, 10-76. The only people the Swan District crowd are letting down are themselves. I know these kids are coming over and doing their best, but they're in the competition, Bob, and you've got to abide by the rules. And the governing body are in charge. And, you know, I know that they've got a big match to play, but so have Richmond next week, and so have all the other league clubs. And you only let yourself down by sending a team over with this type of ability.
Well, if you finish up only scoring 2 or 3 goals for the game, surely that would shatter your confidence rather than teach you anything. And I'm absolutely amazed that Swan Districts, you know, fair enough if you're going to save up, you know, 2 or 3 of your players, but I'm absolutely amazed that a side, you know, could completely come across and say, look, we're not even interested in winning.
Yes, it's amazing, especially with the money at stake too, Bob. It's a pretty poor effort indeed. The ball driven up towards the Richmond half-forward line. Cloak onto Waitman was very clever ruck work. Waitman's hand pass is okay. It's pretty slippery out there to try and pick up. In comes Rioli. A knock on to Cloak. Cloak's just about in the goal square. Picks it up. A snap at goal. Looks okay. And the Richmond skipper's done it again. Minutes have gone in the third quarter. 82 plays 15, and of course the Richmond players are keen to win tonight because they get half of what they get out of the Escort Championships. Terry Smith gets there first, having a little bit of trouble trying to pick the ball up. His opposite number 10 comes in on Hutton. It's picked up by Burgess. Burgess's kick is out of bounds on the full, and it could be a penalty to Richmond to be taken by Pirrie, I think.
Mountford coming on for Swan Districts, and going off this time is Lynch.
Pirrie from left half-back flank. Oh, good mark, almost taken down there by Satori. In fact, the umpire might have played it out of sympathy. I think it certainly wouldn't have been played in the back, was it?
Tell you what, he's a very impressive player. He's hardly missed a knockout from those centre bounces, Bob.
Satori is only 17 too. Stone in front, tries to mark it one-handed, not successful. Dunn tried to kick it out of the pack, likewise not successful. Shearer's in there for Swan District. It has been a free kick to Smith awarded.
Yes, I would imagine, Pete, that you'd find every league club having a look at the, you know, whatever is required with Satori, but that's one of the things now with the draft system. It's a few years before Satori is eligible to come across.
Yeah, what actually is the age, Bob? He's 17, so what, he's got 7 years to go,
I don't really know the full details, but I know you do have to play so many seasons, and that's for sure.
Lee and Satori taken away by Ross with the handball. Pretty close to the boundary line, Brewer and O'Rourke. O'Rourke pushing his opponent over the boundary line. Looks like little Waitman, is it out there? And Tepper's becoming slightly frayed, but it's just a little bit of pushing and shoving, and the umpire's very quickly in control.
Just on the 8-minute marks, the Tigers 12-10-82 to Swan Districts 2-3-15. Knocked out by Satori again. Cleared away by Outreach, but it's not a good kick, and a mark taken here by Mugovan for Richmond out there on the centre wing position. Got around his opponent very easily, kicks the ball high over the centre half forward position. Clark goes for the tap on. Now he picks it up himself. That's how easy the Tigers are doing it. Back it comes here towards the full back position. That's Sutton kicking the ball off the ground. Oh, hit Waitman in the face that time. They all missed it. Finally, it's kicked up there by Shear over the centre part of the ground. Coming out to meet it now is Rawlings, playing in the back pocket tonight. And he's got everything under control as he gets away from Hoddle very easily. Another hand pass to Kane. It's only a practice gallop at the moment for the Tigers. They kick the ball high up there towards Cloak again. He's doing a bit of pushing there, but the umpire said he spotted it, and it'll be a free kick to go there to Rance of Swan Districts at centre half back. Yes, Bob, you couldn't help but impressed by young Satori. The kick up there towards that centre position, and a good mark taken by Peary. And this fella played a fair game last Saturday in his first appearance from the amateurs. Finally, it comes over now to Rawlings. Well tackled, but kicked off the ground by Shears. The chance now for Swan Districts to go further ahead. Coming out to meet it now is the big fella Stone. Down he goes. Gets a hand pass back to Shear, but he couldn't pick it up, and it's finally tapped out of bounds out there on that half-forward flank position, about 70 metres around from the Swan District goal. They're at the moment 15 points to Richmond 82 points. Very slippery conditions. Lee got that knocked down. Finally, Waitman gets a hurried kick out there towards the wing. Coming in to meet it now is Ross. He's had a couple of kicks, grabbed a bit high, but the umpire said, what?
Too high,
too high. It'll be a free kick to Ross out there on the centre wing position. What's the background of this boy, Bob?
Can't tell you, Lee.
You don't know much about him. I thought you may have. There's a chance now for Satori. Satori's kick over that centre half forward position. O'Rourke couldn't mark. As a go now for Richmond. Mugovan to pick it up, run towards an open goal. He goes for a hand pass back there to Taylor. He gets around his opponent and puts it through for another goal.
On some of Australia's biggest engineering projects, you'll find Datsun patrol wagons.
Right, the Escort scoreboard reading 13-10 to 2-3. Richmond well in command. Taylor bringing up his fourth goal, and we'll see a ball up at centre field. Lee loses that one to Satori. Mike Smith drives the Swans forward, only to see Barry Rawlings in the road at centre half back. Of course, playing back pocket for the Tigers, he could be getting a little bit cold down there at this stage of the evening. He's looking for Ross out there on the wing, and Ross doesn't let him down, taking the mark in front of Albie Smith. Off the side of the boot. Satori knocks it away from Satori. Out it comes towards O'Rourke. Well, Mountford it was actually, down towards full forward. Chance for Rawlings. Loose ball in the forward pocket or back pocket, and Rawlings getting pushed over the boundary line. Looking for a free kick for in the back. I don't think he will be paid it, and it will be a boundary throw-in. Stone and Dunn. Out it comes to Mountford. Scoops it on. Rawlings in the road again. The short kick, mark taken by Landy in front of Stone. So Graham Landy, right half back flank. To the centre wing. Cloak was there. Waitman pounces on the ball rather expeditiously, and the umpire will ball it up on the centre wing position of the member stand side. Satori doing the ruck work against Lee. Lee got a backhander to that one, knocked on by Davis. Rioli has the pace. Simmons tackles solidly, and again we will see a ball up.
You kitch on the ground for...
I'm glad you had to say that
well,
first.
I got it out first, just a bit of a practice run.
You're practicing that for 3/4 of an hour over dinner. Where? And he has been tripped up, says the umpire. He will take the free kick at centre wing. Not the greatest of kicks in the world. Ross, Rioli, Waitman. Waitman short pass. Now the chances for Cloak. Ooh, off the ground it comes, picked up by Rance in the back pocket, and he gets it clear of Taylor.
Kicks it out wide. There's a chance now, and it's a mark taken out there by Brewer. Brewer with a hand pass over to Rioli. You'll get through these two very easy, Mr. Magic. The kick for goal. Looking at the back there is Taylor. Got his hands to it, couldn't hold the mark. And the umpire's paying a mark there to Hutton, who incidentally started off at full forward, Bob.
Yes, well, they've got to try something, Lou, and if nothing else, as the coach John Todd said, he'll give them experience, and so he's moving them around to do exactly that.
Good mark taken there, this time by Pearson, one of Richmond's very good players in the first half of the match. Short pass. It's okay, and a mark taken here by Satori. Satori would only be about 25 to 30 metres out from goal, directly in front, and going for his first goal, and the Tigers 14th. He shredded that right through the two big sticks that time, and we see the score 13-14-10-94 Richmond to Swan Districts 2-3-15. Well, there's a bit of bad news for the Tigers. Taylor going off the ground, hobbling off. It looks as though he's injured his left leg. Let's hope he's okay for Saturday's match.
Yes, I don't think he'll take any further part tonight, especially looking at the scoreboard. There he is, Brian Taylor leaving the field. The ball in the meantime comes up towards the 10-metre square. A chance for... now it's going to be a free kick to Swan Districts.
The Swan Districts may have a weak inside, Peter, but it's not a bad interchange player coming on. Michael Roach.
Simmons did the kick there as Roach comes on for Richmond. The ball scooped out towards the half-back line now, picked up by Egan. Couldn't do much about that. Knocked on by Hutton. Mountford goes over. Waitman goes in very solidly, gets the handball out to big Mark Lee. Knock on again. Waitman, very busy player, seemingly everywhere, taken by Mike Smith. Has to go for some hurried handball, looking for Stone. The umpire has blown the whistle. It will be a Richmond free kick to be taken by Pearson. Pearson at half forward. There he is.
He's only on the ground 2 minutes and he's got a mark.
That's right.
Not a bad sort of a swap one champion, full forward from last year for the leading one this year, and also now becoming a top ruckman, irrespective of what a couple of our panel members think on World of Sport.
Yeah, he has been doing a great job in the ruck. Who are you looking at, Lou?
Not looking at anyone.
No. Michael Roach, 25 to 30 metres out from goal. His first kick of the night brings up his first goal of the evening. Richmond go further ahead. Let's go down to Stephen Phillips. What's the matter with Brian Taylor, Steve?
Well, Peter, he indicated a small mark on his left knee. It appears he's strained a muscle. He's gone into the Richmond medical room. They're going to ice the knee. He won't be coming back on tonight. But Michael Roach very keen to get out there.
Stephen, does it look very serious, or what? Would he miss next week's match? Is it that bad?
Well, I don't know at this stage. He didn't look too concerned when he came off.
Okay, mate. Centre bounce again. Chance for Stone to get the knockout. Finally punched on again by Richmond. A hand pass from Cloak to Muggham, and he's done well tonight. There's another hand pass coming over, and we see the ball driven up there by the Tigers, and the chance here now for Brewer to break clear as he has a left foot snap. It's off the side of his boot. Coming out to meet it now as Satori gets away from his opponent. Back it goes to Brewer. He's always collared that time by Outridge. Couldn't get clear. Snap for goal by Satori again. And I think he may be on target. He is, yes, another goal. 18 minutes gone of this third quarter. 16-10, 106 Richmond to Swan Districts 2-3-15. With the ball back there on that half-forward line for Richmond. Kicked up by Andy Preston. He was upended by Outridge that time, but there's a mark to Satori. And he'd only be about 35 metres out, and Satori's already kicked 2 goals and going for the Tigers' 17th goal. Satori firing at the goals. Well, it didn't quite make the distance. It doesn't matter. Roach has taken the mark. He looks like getting a goal here. And Roach has already kicked 1 goal.
With 1 kick.
With 1 kick, and as we said before, not a bad replacement.
Well, Hutton probably thought to himself, gee, that's good. Taylor's going off.
And he's copped Roach. Well, Michael Roach coming in for goal number 2 and the 17th for the Tigers. There it is, right through the middle. So it's 2 goals, 3-15 to Richmond, 17-10, 112.
Well, so even though Richmond have rested a few players tonight, or not actually rested, they're out of the side because they're not injured. And Richmond have to be admired because they have picked an almost full-strength side, as we see Brian Taylor, and it looks like the ankle, having the treatment from the doctor, and obviously deciding whether or not it would be worth Taylor going back out. I most certainly would say no. I don't think we'll see Brian Taylor again tonight.
I think that'll be a fair comment.
Pretty valuable piece of property, isn't it?
That's right, and picked up for Richmond by Satori to left half forward. Waitman, beautifully done from Dale Waitman. Trapped that ball magnificently. A short pass up towards, and in fact past Brewer. Hutton comes out to centre wing. Preston's there, seemingly everywhere. Andy Preston over to Barry Rowlings. He's their back pocket player up on the wing position, chasing kicks. You can understand that. Brewer back to Mark Lee on the run. Tigers running everywhere, even the big guy. Lee has a shot at goal, plenty of distance, maybe off target, and it's through for one behind to Richmond. Escort scoreboard 17-11 to 2-3, nearly 100 points the difference.
Like one of the Herald Shield matches.
I think it's worse.
I believe we just have a news flash. The Swan District's players have to leave the field at three-quarter time. It's past their bedtime. Chance for Shear. Rance. Egan breaking clear for Richmond. He'll have a shot at goal. Or has he gone for a pass? Cloak couldn't do much about it. Just a little bit too long for him. Skipped away by Smith. Out past Terry Smith for Richmond. Cloak's there again. Mike Smith misses it, and the ball over the boundary line in the forward pocket. So a throw in about 35 metres from goal. Stone will contest the ruck duels with Michael Roach. Roach wins it out, trying to find Rioli, who's played a very good game. Ware gets into the back of Smith. The umpire says a free kick for the infringement that I mentioned. And Terry Smith for Richmond will take the free kick about 50 metres out from goal. He's on the right half forward flank. Looking for Roach. Roach and Stone. Waitman rows it well, and Rioli there with him. Back to Stone, trying to find Ware, which he does successfully. Ware's kick will land round about midfield. Tap further forward. Preston getting grabbed with not in possession, and Preston will take the free kick for the Tigers on the centre wing position. He's gone for a hand pass and take it away by Pirrie for Richmond. Pirrie to David Cloak. Ware's there again for Swan Districts. Traps it well, get picked up almost by Rioli. Ware's kick to centre wing. Satori to Egan. Egan short pass down towards the forward pocket. Too long for O'Rourke, and the mark is taken by Roach.
Well, Roach has got a chance to kick his third goal now. He's only about 35 metres out. This is a bit more difficult, this shot, from the last two he had. But this is not beyond there. It is in the angle in the distance there.
Hutton's boot in the foreground there too.
Well, that's not going to help him much. Waiting now for Roach to go for goal number 3. There's the kick. And that came around nicely for another goal.
G'day there.
Roach's third goal. I think he's been on the ground 6 minutes, 3 kicks, 3 goals, and I reckon that would be classed as percentage football at its best. Chance now for the ball to be driven up there by Kane. And they'll be, oh, he dropped an easy mark, Albie Smith, that time, and he's just about canted over the line. And the umpire said, yes, it's out of bounds. Out of bounds on that centre wing position with Richmond 18-11, 119. The Swan Districts 2-3-15. Waiting for Satori and Lee to go for the knockout. The bustling going on. Finally, it's driven up there by Richmond again, and a mark taken here by Satori. Quickly plays on, goes for a short pass. Rioli in front takes the mark. I thought he might have wanted to move off that time, but he goes back for his kick, and he'd be about 45 metres out. Goes for a short pass. Coming out to meet it now is Brewer. O'Rourke got into his back, and there'll be a free kick. And that is only inexperience when you do those things. That's all it is.
Yes, and the umpire just can't let it go.
Of course you can't.
He has to give the free kick if it's there, regardless of what the scoreboard says.
And now a chance for Brewer to kick goal number 3 and goal number 19 for the Tigers. There's the kick by Brewer, and they're really on target at the moment, Richmond. So we see the score, Richmond 19-11, 125. The Swan Districts 2-3-15, just on the 25-minute mark of this third quarter. And the longer it'll go, the more tired these young kids will get, and the bigger the hiding they'll get. It certainly won't help their morale or their build-up any confidence they're trying to make out of these young kids, Bobby.
No, I think it will go in reverse, Lou. It absolutely shatters players when this happens. And right now, you know, we see Lynch coming back onto the ground. They are making many interchange moves, putting them on and off, and well, any chance of them just being able to man up on their opposition won't be helped by that, as Satori gives the ball across now to Smith.
Albie Smith drives the ball up there towards the full forward position. Stone in the back post, he got his hands to it, couldn't hold the mark. Tapped on there by Rawlings. Going after it now is Hughes. He taps it back again to Egan. He lost control of the ball. They're all having a bit of a dip there now. And Smith got it out. That's Mike Smith finally got it out. But it's picked up. Oh, there's nearly a free kick to Richmond. But the ball is out of bounds on that half-forward line for Swan Districts. But it's a fair distance around from their goal. I'd say it's about 50 metres. That would appear to be a mile and a half with the Swan District forwards.
Boundary throw-in. 26 minutes have gone in the third quarter. Stone at the back. Landy can't pick the greasy ball up. In fact, nobody's having any luck at all, and the umpire has decided to ball it up. Bob.
Pete, the night might be a little damp, but Richmond's kicking in this term 10 goals 2.
And that's pretty good kicking under these conditions, isn't it? Knocked down by Stone. Can't find the Swan District rover though, and it's cleared by Landy. Back towards Satori. He's certainly Swan District's best player. Taken away by Egan. Up towards half forward. Egan again for Richmond this time. Gets Scragg. Picked up by Davis. Davis from half forward for Swan District. Puts it up towards the goal square. Dunn is there. The mark almost taken by him. Ball driven around towards Landy on the boundary line. And he takes the mark. Actually almost kicked into the mat of the mark. So this may not be paid as one, even if it was taken cleanly. Preston has it knocked away from him. We'll see the boundary throw in on the left half forward flank for Swan Districts. 27 minutes gone, third term. Lee and Satori. 2 fists to it from Mark Lee. And that could be in the back to Swan Districts, and the free kick will be taken for them down there by Mountford. He came on as an interchange player. Rawlings in front. Missed it. Peary backs him up. Breaking clear is Satori. To centre wing. Rance tries to knock it clear. Rioli and Ware. Ware wins it out. Taken by Rance. Successful handball to Davis. Kicks into Pearson. Shear. The handball to Lynch. Back to Shear. Shear from the square at half forward has gone for a short pass. Ineffective, and the mark taken down there by Pirrie, who's gone for a hand pass and turn to Emmett Dunn. Dunn from the left half-back flank. A very consistent player this year for the Tigers. Terry Smith at centre field. Looks for Muggavan. Muggavan's handball to Smith. Well tackled. Could be holding the ball. In fact, that's how the umpire has seen it.
Certainly holding the ball. Free kick to go to, let me see, it'll be Simmons. I reckon half these kids that play for Swan Districts don't shave, Bob. That's how young they are when you get a close-up of them. Short pass coming out there, and there's a mark taken to Burgess. It could be a 15-metre penalty against Peary. It should have been any rate. Kicked by Burgess up there looking for Big Stone at the back, but we see Egan in the way for the Tigers to take an easy mark. A hand pass coming out there to Rawlings at half-back. Rawlings is clear. A left footer looking for Muggavan. Muggavan gave his opponent a push in the back, but the umpire didn't notice that. And Muggavan will take the free kick out there on that centre wing position. Someone in the...
Terry Smith in a bit of trouble, Luke.
Well, he's in the hands of the trumpet, getting away now. The ball back there towards that half-forward line. Another hand pass coming over to Preston from Pearson. Preston with a long kick, looking for Roach to go for another mark here. I think he might grab it. He has. Made a bit of hard work of that one. There's the siren to end the quarter. And Roach is going for goal number 4 after being on the ground for only 10 minutes since his 4th kick. And if Taylor wants something to make him come good in a hurry, I reckon this will do it. There we go now. But he's got the message already that Roach has kicked 4 goals. The kick by Roach, and there's no doubt about that one. It's another goal to the Tigers. So at 3/4 time, we see Richmond score 20 goals, 11, 131 to the Swan District's 2-3-15.
Will go down in football history as one of the most ruthless and determined men to play the game. Over a record 310 games, the Richmond champion kicked 440 goals, was captain throughout the 40s and played in 8 grand finals. The captain epitomises the Tiger tradition, and it's that very tradition Richmond is fighting for tonight in the 4th quarter-final of the Escort Championships on 7.
The boundary line now to Stephen Phillips, and I believe he has Brian Taylor with him.
Matter of fact, Peter, and a tragic moment in the 3rd quarter for Richmond. Brian, just how serious is this medial injury?
Oh, we're not sure yet, Stephen. We just have to wait until the morning when I see a specialist and to see what he reckons. But sustained some restrictions.
On crutches?
Yes.
Exactly what you didn't... Can you just tell us briefly what happened?
Oh, I was just running at the ball and another guy collected me coming the other way. I collected my knee.
That was just before you kicked your 4th goal?
Yeah, a couple of seconds before. That's right, Stephen.
And at the time, what thoughts went through your head?
Oh, I thought it was going to be all right, actually, because I wasn't limping or anything. I thought it was just a kick in the knee, but then when I went to lead the next time, I was just dangling.
No previous knee injuries?
No.
It's pretty disappointing end for a night that, considering the game was just about sewn up at half-time.
Oh, may not be disappointing yet. We'll just wait and see in the morning, Stephen.
OK, Brian, all the very best, and this stage back to you, Peter Landy.
Right, thanks very much indeed, Steve. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed for Brian Taylor, because it would be a shame to lose a guy of such great ability as that halfway through the season. A very important player insofar as Richmond is concerned with their finals aspirations. Speaking of finals, the game at the MCG on Saturday could take on that sort of an appearance between North Melbourne and Essendon. It is, of course, the game transferred from the Arden Street ground. Forward flank. Roach, too tall but couldn't complete the mark. Waitman, kick number 11 coming up, and he's put it through. Has he for a goal? No, the mark taken by Brewer right on the line, and Brewer has put it through for goal number 21 to Richmond.
And Brewer's 4th goal. Well, that's a lot of bad luck for Taylor, you know, sitting on top of the league goal, kicking List Bob. And
we've seen that happen to Taylor, well, Lou. Yes. A couple of other star forwards would remember it well.
Templeton.
Kelvin Templeton with collision with Laurie Fowler in a night game, and that was, I think, very late in the night game as well. And David Cloak may also have got his injury out here in the Escort Cup too.
131 to 15, taken by Ware. Up to half forward, the mark missed down there. Tap further forward by Pirrie. Ware gives out one at the back and a handball. The umpire calls play on. Swan Districts do just that, and the ball driven up towards the forward line by Egan. Kane. Out towards the wing position. Mountford takes the mark at about the 15th grab.
Golly, what's he got to do to take a mark?
That'd be a mark, wouldn't it, Lou?
He's paid it now.
Might have heard you.
Oh, golly, give them a go.
Mountford. Up towards the left half forward flank. Pearson. Past Waitman, taken by Ware. And that was almost a throw. Picked up by Pirrie, though, for Richmond, the former amateur player. Pirrie's gone for a short pass, and the mark taken by Rioli. Kick number 11 to Rioli from half forward. A late tackle by Smith. Up towards Egan for Richmond. To Waitman. One of their best players for the Tigers, crashing his way through as Satori, and he clears it towards right half back.
Good play on the part of Satori. Going after it now is Albie Smith for Swan Districts. Kicked it out wide towards the wing position. Pirrie in the front posse there, played it safe and skidded it over the line. And the umpire said a deliberate go there, and it's a free kick against him. One thing about this Swan District or the West Australian sides I like with those numbers on the front of the Guernseys too, Bob.
It does make it a little easier when they're running towards you, doesn't it?
Well, not only for commentators, but for the people, too, that are here at the ground. Not that there's many here tonight. Finally, it comes out now to Lynch, a running shot for goal. This could be a goal for them. It's skidded through. It's their 3rd goal.
There's more for your money.
Hand pass from Smith. Finally driven well up there that time by Davis up towards the full forward position. It'll be a bit of a pile up here. And the umpire's paying a free kick. It'll go to Lynch again, I think, for goal number 3, if he's lucky enough.
And Davis has been one of the impressive players in the Swan District side. He's really shown physical strength, and he's kept up the game right throughout.
Well, we see Lynch only about 30 metres out from goal, directly in front, and a chance to put his 3rd goal on the board, and his 4th goal, isn't it? He's kicked 2.
He's kicked 2.
He's kicked 2. He's going for goal number 3 and Swan District's 4. There's the kick. That's a nice shot for goal, too. Will it make the distance? It did. Yes, it's a goal. So it's still Richmond, 21 goals, 11, 137. The Swan District's 4, 327. 4.5 minutes gone of this last quarter. There he is, Lynch. He's played a fair game. He's tried all night, hasn't he?
Well, if you kick 3 goals out of 4,
it's not a bad sort of an effort.
Reasonably happy. And apart from that, he certainly has picked up a few kicks around the ground. Had a spell off on the interchange bench, but his handball's been constructive, and he has been a very good player.
Well, if they get 18 quick goals, they'll be back in the match. Knocked down by Lee. On the shoulder, free kick. Pirrie. Brewer lets it go past. Gives the opportunity to Rance. And here, let's take the ball over the boundary line. He couldn't turn too quickly there with the muddy ground. And the throw-in will be effected right underneath the new VFL scoreboard. It's in the forward pocket. Sartori and Roach. Sartori wins it. Knocked on by Hoddle. Rioli to Egan. Back to Rioli. Kick number 12 for the former West Australian, and his kick is off target for goal, through for 1 point.
Not playing a bad game, Pete, is he?
No, playing a very good game, Lou. 21-12, 138 to 4-3-27. In towards the back pocket, knocked away by Davis. Sartori can't get there, and it's over the boundary line for a throw-in. One of the Swan District players just shaping up to David Cloak. Not something I'd do readily.
Well, he's got a good free kick out of it.
He has. He's gone over the line too. It'll be a 15-metre penalty. And that's the new mark, says umpire Rowan Saws. Brian Taylor still receiving treatment for the leg.
I don't think the leg's quite as bad as it looks there, Peter. I think that would be ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pack it in ice, and of course it looks 10 times worse. Let's hope for Richmond and Taylor's sake it's okay.
And Rioli this time beaten for the ball. And the mark is taken down there by, let me say that's Hoddle. Out to the wing position, Ware leading Sartori. And he can't pick it up. Must be like a piece of soap out there with rain coming down again. Picked up by Andy Preston. Preston flicks out for hand pass to Landy. Landy on centre wing position, puts the Tigers forward, looking for Cloak. It's knocked away by Rance. Cloak. Back past Rance again. Is that big stone down there? No, it's Yukchik. Something similar.
Yukic.
What's his name, Lou? That's Hoddle. And Hoddle takes the kick round towards the centre wing position.
Well, if you know him like I usually call him Smith sometimes, as the ball is driven over that half-forward line, and a good mark taken here by Sartori. I'll tell you what, this fella should get a special mention. He's put up a tremendous performance against, well, the odds have really been stacked against him.
He looks far more mature than his age, doesn't he?
By golly, a great effort of that young kid. The chance now for Waitman, tapped on again by Egan for Swan Districts. A bit of a pile up there, finally a hand pass from Pirrie. We see Sartori grabbed, finally cleared away that time by Lynch, and the mark taken there by Rawlings, who's playing in the back pocket tonight. Good pass out wide, and Ross has got the mark out there for the Tigers. Short pass, and there's Waitman. He's played a darn good game tonight too as he goes for the goals. It's coming around enough, and it's through for another goal. 4-3-27. Plenty of bustling going on. There will be a free kick to Richmond Sartori. Kick by Sartori. He's up there towards the Cloak at centre half forward, and Cloak's got the mark. And they're starting to get very tired, this young Swan District side. He'll go for a short pass. Looking for Roach, who's already kicked 4 goals. Roach is juggling the ball. That's brilliant play. Shot for goal. I think he's put it through for 5 goals. He's only had 5 kicks and 5 goals. Not a bad performance, but still the opposition is not the greatest at the moment. 23-12, 150 Richmond. The Swan District's 4-3-27.
Yes, and full marks to Richmond for the attitude that they've shown right throughout this game. We watch again as Roach shows his class. He's the most skillful player. He's got pace. He's got really everything that one would require from the point of view of physical attributes.
9.5 minutes gone, final quarter, 150 to 27 the scoreboard, and once again it's pelting down here at VFL Park, where still having trouble picking it up, but did it nicely in the end. Knocked on to Burgess, back it comes to Davis, to Pearson, to Landy. Graham Landy back towards the centre field area. And they're all having trouble picking it up now. Becoming very, very greasy with this rather heavy shower. Rance threw it out to Davis. Kick was well smothered. Back to Terry Smith. Terry Smith from centre field, short. In towards half forward. There's Sartori again, taking the mark in front of Noel Muckavan.
When you consider the odds against this fellow, he's nearly the best player on the ground. I'm not kidding the way he's tried.
He's done a great job as far as effort's concerned.
He has, yes. If there was a prize for effort, he certainly would get it. Ware from half forward. He's well shepherded. The kick, however, is a very poor one. Knocked on by Shear. Out comes Stone. Back to Shear. Tries to get the handball out. Knocked away brilliantly by Barry Rawlings. Follows it up well. Not taking any chances. Platts can't catch him. Rawlings back to centre field. Hoddle put out of business very smartly by a more than useful bump. And a mark taken out there on the outer side. Let me see, who's that? Mountford, I think. Shear. Right half back flank, right or left half forward flank it is. Umpire bringing Mervyn Kane back on the mark. At the back, Stone. Dunn can't take the mark either. Out towards Lynch. He's the leading goal kicker for Swan District. Has a snapshot at goal, only to see Landy take the mark right on the goal line.
Well, I don't know. I know it's raining very heavily, but is that fog coming down with the rain too or not out there?
Foggy rain, Lou.
Foggy rain, OK. The ball kicked out towards that half-back line for the Tigers. Falling over there is Egan. The umpire's going to ball it up. Still on the Swan District's half-forward line, about 50 metres out from their goal. It'll be Lee against Sartori again. It was a bad bounce. Couldn't get near that Sartori. He still smothered the ball. He got one on the back, and he'll take the free kick. Well, this fella's got a great future in senior football. There's no doubt about that. The kick by Sartori up there towards the full forward position. Dunn goes the punch. And we see fall on the ground as Outridge. The umpire said he got one on the back, and Outridge will take the free kick only about 20 metres out from goal on a slight angle, and Outridge yet to score a goal. Going for goal number 5 for Swan Districts. Well, there's a fella that's probably one of the senior players. The side has only played 12 Western Australian League games. Kick by Outreach. Doesn't even make the distance. Cleared again by Barry Rowlands, who's played a pretty good game too. There's quite a few of them. Pearson going after one of the Tigers' bets too, and the ball is out of bounds.
Yes, Rowlands has got it every time it's come down almost. He's hardly made a mistake in the back pocket.
I reckon he's one of their best players up there in the first 3 or 4.
Not that I think he need look forward to playing a lot more games there.
No, I don't think he'd like to play in the back pocket, just the same. Ball knocked out by Stone. Bit of scrimmaging going on. The umpire will ball it up once again on that half-forward line for Swan Districts. And their score is 4-3 to Richmond 23-12. And we're at just on the 13-minute mark. Grabbed that time by Albie Smith. Couldn't get clear. Hand pass coming out wide. There's Preston going through. And boy, does this fella go through, and he makes a run at the ball. Kicks it down there long. A chance for Muckavan. A good mark to Muckavan. That's a lovely mark. Quick hand pass over to Rioli. Rioli shrugs off Huddle that time. Has a shot up there towards Rhodes. He's got a chance for goal number 6. No, it was touched. He didn't hold the mark, and it's through for 1 point.
Brilliant work by Rioli, Lou. Yes,
a great play, and also good play downfield by Preston too. 4-3-27 Swan Districts to Richmond 23-15, 151 as we see Waitman going for a quick kick. Now it's a chance for goal number 6 for Roach, and this will be kick number 6 too, I should imagine. There we see Waitman breaking clear, and it's a lovely pass. Played a great game, Waitman too. This fellow's shaping up as one of the best players in the ground. Roach now after 6 kicks and 6 goals. You can't get better football than that. And that's what he's done, put his 6th goal on the board.
Big Tiger ruckman, beautiful kick with the wet ball. Knocked away from Roach. Cloak tries to back up successfully. Spinning out well is Brewer, and he's put it through for another one to Richmond. And that is Ross Brewer's 5th goal. The Tigers go further ahead, 163 to 27, and that passage of play just illustrated how easy it has been for Richmond right throughout the night. Here it is from the centre.
Well, it also shows just the benefit of a real long kick, regardless of whether it's wet, dry or otherwise. It gets the ball right down to the ground, gives your forwards an opportunity with not a lot of players there, and that's exactly where Ross Brewer had time to pick the ball up and have an easy snap.
15.5 minutes gone, final term. Stone intercepting for Richmond, Terry Smith. Over the head of Cloak. Hoddle gets offloaded by Muggerman, but a fair bump, says the umpire. Ball driven out towards the boundary line, and it will be a throw-in on centre wing position before LB Smith can get there. Stone and Cloak. Won by Cloak. Taken by Platts. Rawlings. You're right, Lou. Hasn't played a bad game.
I tell you what, he hasn't put a foot wrong all night, this guy. Every time he's gone for the ball, he's got it.
Short pass is successful. Out it comes to Lee from Satori. Back to Pearson. Brewer. Well tackled. No, he shrugs the tackle from Rance. Back to Pearson. Not good handball by Richmond. Lee again. In goes Davis. Satori couldn't. It's Brewer. Nobody making much headway here. Let's see if Waitman can do anything with it. Gets around a couple of opponents well. Handballs it back to Muggerman. Not good handball again by Richmond. A chance for Rance to clear the ball. It's very untidy football down there. Nobody making any headway at all. Scooped out by Pearson again to Big Lee. Finally, he has a kick at the ball in towards the goal square. And the mark, no, it's missed. Put through by Michael Roach for goal number 7. That's the highest ever Escort score recorded in these championship matches, either day or night games. 169 to 27. Michael Roach has kicked 7 goals. I'm just wondering, Lou, if it's possible for Roach to kick 10 goals in the quarter and a bit of football.
Well, he's not only kicked 7 goals, he's kicked them from 7 kicks, and that's percentage football at its best. And
the previous highest Escort game was by North Melbourne against the ACT up in Canberra, but that was a day game, and so you know, to eclipse that, well, you need to say no more.
Well, we see Shear kicking it back there, but only marked that time by Peary over to Rawlings. Again, LB Smith going through. He's got a chance to kick this well down towards the full forward position, but too many Richmond players there, and we see Kane to take a mark a little short of centre half back. They're doing it easy now. It's a bit of a practice run for the Tigers. Finally, it goes out to Rawlings again. I don't know how many kicks this guy's had. Finally, the ball shot back there towards Lee. Lee in front, punched away by Stone. Over it comes to Ware. He's in a bit of trouble. A hand pass back again to Shear. A long kick over centre half forward the back of Satori. No one can take the mark. Finally, it's punched out now to Mike Smith. He's grabbed, gets a hand pass back, but the big fella can't get clear. Hughes that time. They pile on top of him. Still a bit of scrambly play, and the umpire will ball it up about 50 metres out from the Swan District's goal. Richmond are looking $1 million, but the opposition's pretty weak. But the bad luck for the Tigers that Taylor had to leave the ground in the 3rd quarter with an injured knee, and let's hope for Taylor's sake and the Tigers' sake that he won't be out next week. Certainly looked a pretty serious injury with a bandage on it, Bob, but as you explained, the bandage are very heavily packed with ice.
Yes, but let's not forget that anything with the knee in football is not good.
No, it certainly isn't, and we see a free kick going now to Swan Districts.
I think we saw, though, just how easily it can happen, and that sort of thing can happen even at training.
Got to pick up this guy. It's got Platts. It's Platts there, out there at half forward. Platts' kick is into the goal square. In front is Dunn. Got his hands to it. Peary grabs it out of the pack, and he's shaped up pretty well. He did pretty well last Saturday, too, against Essendon. Rioli going after it. There's a chance now for Mountford to get clear. Running shot for goal. No, but it's off target and through for 1 point. So at the 20-minute mark of the last quarter, it's Richmond 26 goals, 13, 169. To Swan District's 4-4-28. There's their coach, Todd.
And that looks like Gerard Neesham now playing with the Swans.
Well, he's not helping the situation at the moment, but these kids are too young, and as the game progresses, they get tired. And of course, what ability they did have had just run out. Finally over to Egan now, and the Tigers go back into attack. Down towards Cloak. He got the run that time, got away from Rance pretty easily, goes for a short pass, it'll be okay. And there's little Waitman, played a terrific game tonight. 2 goes for short pass to Roach. Roach couldn't hold that one, but he's going to break clear. A hand pass. He gave one away to Waitman, another one coming over to Cloak. A hand pass there to Brewer, and he'll kick goal number 6.
Modern Motor Magazine, March 1981. Quote.
Points to 28 at the 21 and a half minute mark of the final term. Stone gives the hand pass, trying to find Shear. Where does the shepherding for Swans? Up to left half forward. Platt's flying from behind, couldn't take it. Mike Smith. Barry Rowings. Short pass in towards centre field. And taken by Albie Smith. Well caught. Emmett Dunn. Well caught again by Smith. Showing plenty of endeavour.
What's he got to do to get a kick?
That's right. Driven away for Richmond by, who was that? Piri, I think it was. Back to Sartori. The whistle has gone, and it will be a free kick. Whoops-a-daisy. That wasn't too nice.
Well, they're going to try and win the fight now. They can't win the match. They're going to have a go at some other sport, eh? I'll tell you what, you'd be pretty stiff if you were a Richmond player getting reported tonight, wouldn't you?
Well, the
copping 3 weeks.
The pencil just about came out. Just having a look at the umpire. He was about to take it out. He's talking to Cloak. Yes, he has written something down. The umpire from Western Australia, umpire David Rowe. Now, he was talking to Cloak, or was that a boundary umpire that did that? Might have been the boundary umpire. So there could be a report. We'll get some information later. The short pass up towards half forward. Missed by Brewer. Taken by Rioli, playing a great game for the Tigers tonight. Rioli into the goal square, and he's put it through for his second goal.
A great piece of shepherding by Dale Waitman.
28 goals, 13, 181 to 4-4-28.
And looking at that 4-4-28, we've spoken about the fact that Richmond have kicked the higher score, and then this 4-4-28 may well be the lowest score.
Yes, that'll be a fair sort of comment, I think, Bob. Certainly it'll be the biggest winning margin. There'll be no doubt about that whatsoever.
I think the lowest score, if I can remember, is 2 goals, 6 were scored this year.
Alf Potter just told you that.
South Fremantle, was it?
181 to 28 is the score as the Tigers swing into attack again. Waitman. Long handball to Noel Muggavan. Here's another goal coming up if he's accurate. Muggavan shoots for goal and has put it through for yet another one of the Tigers.
Well, apparently the lowest score kicked in the night matches is 16 points. So we changed that from 18 to 16. Back to the centre there. That was another ball up. Knocked out that time by Lee. No wonder Sartori must be tired. The ball kicked away by Smith down there towards Waver. That's good play over there to Sartori of Richmond. Gets a hand pass back looking for Clark. That's little Hoddle going through. Kicked off the ground again by Sartori up there towards Big Roach, and he's got the mark. He doesn't wait. He's going for goal number 8. That's goal number 8 from 9 goal. I think it's 8 kicks and 1 hand pass. That's not a bad sort of an effort. He's only been on the ground from about halfway through the third quarter. Now, where do you play this guy? Full forward, or but still you can't gauge it tonight because that young fella doesn't know much about it. That's quite obvious.
We read about Ian Botham and these players getting their quickest centuries and so on. This could easily be the quickest 10.
I'd go along with that.
There are 193 points. Richmond to the Swan District's 28 points. Ball comes back to Lee, kicks it off the ground. Shear gets into his back. Finally, it's pushed out to Peary. Doesn't know where to go, but finally gets a kick. Mount, but in the front posse, he's got a chance to pick this one up. He's good enough, but Preston's right on his tail. He doesn't take a chance there, kicks it off the ground. And once again, it's Rawlings in position. A long hand pass out there to Preston. Well grabbed that time by Shear, but he shrugged him up there towards Cloak. He couldn't hold the mark. Rance is there. Finally, it's Rioli. The umpire's paying that. It could have been a free kick, but he might have played the mark. A short kick and a mark taken here by Ross. And Ross would only be about 30 metres out from goal directly in front. And Ross is yet to score a goal, about the only fella from the centre down that hasn't scored one for the Tigers. And he's going for goal number 31 for Richmond.
9 players have scored goals for Richmond, Lou.
Not a bad effort. I don't know whether these kids, I'm quite sure these kids wouldn't, that kick is not coming around enough and it'll go through for 1 point. What would you say, Bob? I think this would do more damage to them than help them.
I feel sure, Lou, you know, to just be taken apart in this manner, you know, I just can't believe that that's the way you learn football.
Ball back into play again, out there towards Rioli and the Hoddle. Rioli got up pretty high, couldn't hold the mark. Hoddle falls on top of the ball, scoops out the wrong man. That's Ross driving it up there towards Roach. He's got another mark, and he's going for goal number 9. Young Hutton hasn't got an idea, a clue how to play Roach. Of course, he was picked at full forward to start the game off. Taylor left the ground at the 10-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, and of course, we see Roach going for goal number 9 from that stage of the match, and I think this will be kick number 9, and he's put it through for another goal. 9 kicks, 1 hand pass, and 9 goals. You couldn't beat that in a million years. 31-14, 200 points. Richmond to Swan District 4-4-28. 27.5 minutes of this last quarter.
We watch it again now as we see Hutton desperately trying to punch the ball away, and the expression on young Hutton's face then was, I think, enough. You could almost see him saying, "What can I possibly do now?"
Well, the only interest in the match, if Michael Roach can get 10 goals, June the 22nd is, I think, the shortest day of the year. It's proving to be the longest night for Swan Districts. The slaughter of the Swans. Hope Richmond have got game licenses. Sartori. Been watching the World Cup. That was some useful soccer tactics. Over towards Preston. Back to Lee. To Noel Muggovan. The umpire says a throw. Shear is just short of the centre. Trying to find Sartori. Knocked down by Pirri. Knocked on by Davis. Back to Ross. Egan. Scoops it out. Taken away by Smith, and the mark taken by Landy. Over to Mervyn Kane. A 15-metre hand pass in towards Pearson. To Sartori. And the mark taken by Waitman. He'll go for a pass, and this time Michael Roach, 10 goals coming up. It'll be the easiest 10 goals he's ever got in his life. 10 goals to Michael Roach in a quarter and a bit of football. Unbelievable.
Well, you will not get any easier goal than he will on that occasion, because you know, it was just a complete accident that the ball came out to Michael Roach, and we watch it again as Sartori puts it across to Waitman. Waitman, a beautiful pass across, but Muggovan falling at the vital moment. It comes off the shoulder of Muggovan, only to find Hutton, who had gone up to meet Muggovan, who had made the lead. Hutton did everything right, and you know, what more can a player do? It comes off, and 10 goals on the board.
29 minutes have gone in the final quarter, and the baby Swans can be put to rest very, very soon. But 10 goals to Michael Roach. What an unbelievable performance. Taken by Sartori. A whistle has gone. It's a free kick to the Tigers, and the free kick will be going to whom? Maybe Sartori. It is Ian Sartori, the former St Kilda player, will take the free kick at centre field. There's the rain still pelting down here at VFL Park. It hasn't worried Michael Roach. That's a beautiful kick from Sartori, looking for Cloak, knocked away by Rance. Hutton, well grabbed by Rioli. The umpire says he didn't have the ball, and it will be a free kick to Hutton at the full-back position. He's gone for a short pass.
We're right on the 30-minute mark now, and the mark taken out there by Rance at the half-back. Rance's kick is a short one. Chance here now for Burgess to take the mark. Not a good kick. It goes straight to the hands of Landy. Landy with a hand pass, misdirected that time, picked up by Albie Smith of Swan Districts. Finally it comes back, and there's Mervyn Kane to take an easy mark. No one down there in attack for Swan Districts at the moment. They're all on the ball. Lee taps the ball on, then goes after it. It's a hand pass out to Rioli, nearly through that, I'd reckon, but still the umpire said it was okay. He's closer than we are. And a pass. Oh, Roach took that one too easy. What's wrong with him? He's only kicked 10 goals up to this stage of the match, and it's coming on 10 minutes into the third quarter. We see a free kick going there to Muggovan, and Muggovan's already kicked 3 goals and going for Richmond's 33rd. Test score, and it's a goal. So it's 33 goals, 14, 212 points. Richmond to Swan Districts, 4 goals, 428.
Well, John Todd did say as he was coming over that they were coming across for a thrashing, and he certainly has gotten what he was looking for.
Well, that's his attitude towards coaching and football. Well, I've got a different opinion of Todd because...
it's done a lot for the game, hasn't it?
Yep.
Swan District's attitude.
I think that when you play football, you try to put, or any sport that you play, you put your best team in all the time, or the side that's the best side available.
Well, we don't want Swan District back again.
At any rate, finally it comes out to Lee, a hand pass, intercepted that time by Egan. Bucket goes there, Stone grabs, that'll be a free kick to Stone against Preston of Geelong. Finally, we see the ball kicked up there by Mountford. He came from Geelong, that's what I was trying to get out. Finally, it's back now to Shear. Shear goes for a long kick down there towards the full forward position, but there's no one down there. An easy mark taken that time by Dunn. Out wide to Mountford again. He pounces on that one pretty well, but he was well collected by Smith. Tries to tap it on, but Waitman takes it away from him. Hand pass coming over now. That's Preston kicking it off the ground. And it's Pearson with the ball now out there on that half forward line for Richmond. The kick kicked short back there towards the forward pocket, but beaten by Rance that time as Cloak. Kicked off the ground again. There's a chance for Pearson again. Pearson kick is a short one and a mark there to Muggerman out there at half forward. We're about 32.5 minutes into this last quarter, and flying high was Rhodes. There's a chance now for the little fellow Waitman. A hand pass coming over. Oh, he's dropped that. Sartorius, he kicked it through for a goal. Now it's 1 point. So it's still 4 goals, 4-28 Swan Districts to Richmond 33-15, 213. I bet these kids will be pleased when it's all over, Robert.
Certainly will be a long trip home.
A long trip home, and they'll have plenty of bad memories of this game as the ball is out of bounds. Still on Richmond's half-forward line. A penalty free kick will go down there to Lee. Lee to take that free kick out there at half-forward. Goes for a long kick looking for Roach again. The back seat flies high, couldn't hold the mark. It's Rioli spinning out of the pack, has a quick snap for goal, but once again the Tigers are up target. And their score moves to 33 goals, 16, 214 to Swan District's 4-4-28, approaching the 33.5-minute mark of this last quarter.
Well, there can't be too much time left.
They're long quarters when one side's kicked 13.
Yeah, that's right. Knocked away from Lee. Back it comes to Hoddle, and there is the final siren to put Swan Districts and the commentators added their misery. Richmond 33 goals, 16, 214 to Swan Districts 4-4-28.
Well, Lou, looking at that score and looking at the way the game was played, one would probably say that Swan Districts, to justify their attitude towards this game, should finish off with the premiership. And if that's what they're after, then the only way they can justify tonight is to win the premiership.
Well, I couldn't see them doing that. Apparently they were thrashed pretty badly last week.
10 points they got beaten by.
10 points, was it?
Yep.
Well, that's not bad.
Their reserve side got beaten by 76 points, which is the one that played here tonight.
Well, it would be the quickest 10 goals I've ever seen in my life, I think.
I don't think I've seen one kicked as quick as Roach kicked it. And also the fact was that, well, he had about 10 of 11 kicks and one hand pass for 10 goals. Can't do any better than that.
Final scores 214 to 68, ending the farce at VFL Park. We'll be back in a moment. Taylor 4 and Muggerman 4, and for Swan Districts, Lynch got 3. The player that is judged best on the ground tonight will receive the prize from Canberra, the Thorn television set, and the best player of the series will receive the superb Holden Commodore from Ross Holden. Right now, though, let's go to Scotty Palmer for all the latest footy stock press.
Good evening. Welcome again to Punchlines, and we hope we bring you a few firsts in football once again. On May 22...
Palmer with all the latest on the football scene, repeating the final score here at VFL Park, 214 to 28 in favour of the Tigers. A very, very good win, and they enter the second semi-final now against the Swans. We'll be back with our best player award of the evening in just a moment. Rollings and Preston?
Well, whichever way you looked at it, you know, Rollings did nothing wrong in the back pocket. You know, Rioli magnificent on the half-forward flank. Young Sartori for Swan Districts for effort right throughout the night. And Michael Roach, what more can you do than the fastest 10
goals,
of all times?
Right.
But I felt right throughout the night my best player was most certainly Dale Waitman. His handball was effective and he played 4 quarters of constructive football.
All right, Dale Waitman to win the award. Let's go down to the Richmond dressing room now, and here he is with Jack Edwards.
Well, thank you very much, Peter. I've just been talking to Dale. I asked him how many games he'd played. How many have you played now, Dale?
88.
88 day games.
Day games, yeah.
Oh, hello, a little bit of flack coming from the back. Well, what a great performance it was by Richmond. Even though your opposition was a little bit undermanned, Richmond certainly did it well. Have a look at that. And if it's not cold enough out here tonight, they've gone and done all that for it. Well, you've certainly got some mates round here, Dale.
There's only one bloke who would have done that, was Moldhouse.
Well, Mickey was telling me earlier that... how is it? Nice and warm down there, is it?
Nice and cold.
Come here, mate. The viewers out here want to know what's going... Well, they can see what's going on, but you've had the good fortune this evening to win the Thorn colour telly from Canberra. Yeah. And my Mickey Malthouse was telling me earlier, I'll come back to that, that Richmond are giving the players half of what you win from the Escort Championships.
Yeah, so that's our incentive. We've played 2 games now, 2 hard games, I think, because it's always been wet. The first game was against Essendon. It was, you need to be a duck to get a kick, I think, and tonight wasn't as bad, but it was always wet, and we've got an incentive. We get half the money, and we'll put it to good use.
Well, do you know, if you win the big one, of course, in the Escort Championship, that the club gets over $100,000, so that would be more than $50,000 to the players. What would you do with that if you won it?
Yeah, I think we'll get past Werribee, so we'll be right. I think we're heading for probably America or somewhere like that. Yeah.
Well, Dale, I know you want a nice hot shower after that little bath you've had. Thank you very much for coming to Seven's microphone. And once again, the Thorn telly from Canberra.
I'd like to thank Thorn and Canberra Television for the great prize. I know that'll be good. I'll stick it in my bedroom. I'll be able to watch. I'll be able to sleep and watch the TV at the same time.
Well, thank you very much, Dale. Well, we'll be back at VFL Park just after this short break.
And first of all, down to the Swan District's dressing room, here's Doug Wade.
Let's see what he's saying, Alf.
No? Can you put your story across?
Well, Doug, you know, we were forced into a difficult situation, and I've been over it before, and, you know, we were keen to play Richmond on the 1st of June. That was our original date, and that was transferred to the 8th of June. And then we were forced into a 22nd engagement, which just made life a little bit difficult for us back home. The competition's very tight. Swan Districts haven't won a premiership for 19 years. We're on top of the table back home. Sides that do travel interstate really have the job ahead of them. You know, perhaps the best sides out of Western Australia have played Escort Cup football have failed, and also from South Australia. And even though we kicked a paltry score this evening, there's been sides that have come across and still kicked the same paltry score. But, you know, getting back to the story, you know, I think we've got an obligation to our members. They keep our club ticking over, and you know, they've been starved of a premiership, and we're in a situation where it's a vital game coming up on Saturday. We must win it to have the right to play in a second semi-final. So I just had to weigh all our pluses, well, our priorities. I had to look at our priorities, and I just felt that our priorities were to our supporters back home, and also earning the right to play in the second semi-final come in about 8 weeks' time.
Well, I suppose it's disappointing, especially to me, because of all the teams that I've seen come across from Western Australia. I felt that Swan Districts were the ones that could have a real chance of getting into the finals.
I feel that, Doug. You know, if I had perhaps brought our full muster across, I felt that we could have tested Richmond. I really do believe that. But, you know, the records prove sides that do travel interstate, they normally get beat the following week back home. And, you know, it's just so vital this week for us to win. We play South Fremantle. There's only perhaps one game between the top 5 sides over there. We're on top of the ladder. We hold that right at the present moment. So you can understand, you know, the responsibilities that we have to our members and supporters. And in the last 10 years at home, we're the only side that haven't won a premiership. So we're really the underdogs back home. And, you know, I think we've had to look at it. We've failed over the last 2 years. We've been there. We played in the grand final in 1980 and we're beaten. And we played in the preliminary final last year and we're beaten. So back home, people believe that we have trouble handling the pressure. So we've just got our priorities right at the present moment. We're looking forward to playing in the finals. We're going to take the challenges. And I firmly believe that we'll win a premiership this year. And unfortunately, something had to go by the board, and it was an Escort Cup game, which I'm sad to say that a lot of people look upon us as though we've done perhaps a disservice to football. But I think I'd like to think that they can appreciate our point of view back home.
OK, John, well, let's hope that what you've done is worthwhile and you win that premiership.
Thanks very much indeed, Doug.
Thanks very much. Now it's over to Jack Edwards.
Oh, thank you very much, Douglas. Well, I have Francis Burke with me here, and rather happy Francis Burke. You've kicked the record score, Francis. You wouldn't have expected that, or did you?
Well, I didn't know what the record score was, Jack, and I still don't for that matter, but...
well, you'll have it tonight.
Well, no one in their wildest dreams, I suppose, could expect to kick 34 goals, but particularly when we scored only 9 up to half-time, I felt that we should have done better than that, but, oh, well, it's good to kick goals like that. I hope we can do it all the time.
Well, Roach's performance must have been a real highlight for you, 10 goals from 10 kicks.
Well, he had one of those nights where every time the ball came down and fell into his arms, and in fact I can remember it bouncing off someone's shoulder and across to him, and kicked the ball through from about 4 or 5 yards out. Half those times he kicked, half the 10 goals he kicked, so he won't get it as easy as that on Saturday, Jack.
No, that he won't, but on the debit side you've lost Taylor, or so far you've lost Taylor with the medial ligament.
Yes, that's true. We don't know how serious Brian is, of course, but at this stage it'd be extremely unlikely to be playing on Saturday.
Well, I don't suppose you'd have any plans for finals, but you're certainly going to be in them as far as I'm concerned. Would you have any thoughts at this stage who would be the hardest team for you to beat?
Oh, not really, Jack. You know, the finals are still a long way away, and to be lining up teams as potential finals opposition at this stage is rather premature. You know, there's still a hell of a fight to be fought yet for first, second or third, and we're keen to secure at least either of those 3 positions, and I think any speculation or thinking towards finals from here is premature.
Well, Brian Taylor has a medial ligament, like I've said. Now, how many weeks do you think it would be before he could play again?
Oh, I'd have to ask the doctor about that, Jack. And really, you need a day, I think the doctor said, that before they can assess with any sort of judgment or fair judgment on the extent of the injury.
Well, thank you, Francis. Congratulations once again. You've had a great win this evening, and may everything go well for you for the rest of the Escort Championship and the rest of season 82.
Thanks, Jack.